Alright, there have been a lot of highlights, big plays in the first half that were significant. This first one, the first quarter, punt by Portville, and Corey Wesley got on a tackle, caused a fumble, and Ryan Hunt came up with it. And then later on in the first quarter, Danny Early threw up this pass that was intercepted by Steve Blasky that put Portville in good shape. 2 plays later, Adam Helwig took it 29 yards, reversed in field, all the way for the touchdown, put Portville up 6-0, and then they missed the extra point. Later on in the first quarter, a little screen pass from Danny Early to Darren Ross. He took it 60 yards after escaping here in the middle of the play. 60 yards for a touchdown, but it was called back because of a block in the back. Later on in the second quarter, Dan Early threw up this 30-yard bomb to Jason Wass, who tied the game at 6. Ned Watson made the extra point. Salamanca's up 7-6. So right now, we'd like to welcome our special guest to the booth tonight, Big Jim Hawbaker, for his halftime analysis. Now, Big Jim, thanks for coming here to Salamanca and supporting this 2004 alumni football game.
Well, Harley, I want to thank you. I can't tell you how much good it does me to see the boys from Portville and Salamanca hitting just like they did when they were in high school.
They sure are. Now, Big Jim, what's your gut assessment of the game so far?
Well, Salamanca's seems to be playing with more confidence. They're gaining. They're gaining as they go. They're an awful good football team, and they're well-schooled, well-drilled in not making mistakes,
exactly,
which I'm awfully fond of when it comes to football.
Now, Big Jim, I know that you like to evaluate a football game by examining the game within the game. Special teams, kickoffs, punts, extra points, penalties, turnovers.
That's correct, Harley.
Can you explain to the audience how you reward points for instance, let's say kickoff?
Well, it goes like this, Harley. Before anybody's going to win a football game, they have to be damn sure they don't lose it.
Yes.
And you lose football games and special teams and in penalties and with turnovers. And the very fact that we have a 7-6 score at halftime is an indication to me that Portville has done a pretty fair job. They've benefited from special teams, penalties, and turnovers in this contest.
Exactly.
If it hadn't, they could very well be down 2 or 3 touchdowns right now, and she's lights out, and she's only halftime.
You're right, Big Jim. Now let's look at kickoff. How do you score that?
Team A kicks off. If you can stop that opponent under the 30-yard line, 1 point for the kicking team. If the kickoff return team brings it out past the 35, it's a 1 point kickoff return team.
Beautiful. Now, what about punt situations?
Punts are hardest to score, but in general, 35-yard punts are going to get the punt team a point. In general, if a punt return team can turn it into a 25-yard punt or less, it's a point for the punt return team.
Excellent. Now, in extra point situations, how do you score that?
Well, the team A is going to kick it, and they kick it through the uprights. There's 1 point for them. Simple. But if the defense holds them or they miss it, it's 1 point for the defense.
And a 2-pointer?
2 points. They go for 2 and make it. They get 2. They go for 2 and miss it for whatever reason. Defensive team gets 1.
All right. And then field goals, simple.
Very simple. 3 points for the kicking team and 1 point for the defense if they block it or the kicking team misses it.
All right. Okay, that's special teams. Now,
and that's correct, and those are some of the little things that happen in a football game. Penalties are the other.
Totally.
Penalty of any kind against Team A is a point for Team B. Penalties can, if you took penalty yardage and added it all up and took it away from your total rushing yardage, you better run the ball pretty damn well.
Exactly right. And then turnovers, how do you score that?
Any kind of a turnover is 2 points for the team that benefits. So let's say we intercept the ball, there's 2 points. Now if we intercept it and take it for a touchdown, that's going to be 6 points.
Really?
Touchdown. Yeah.
Okay, 6 points. All right, I see then. Now, and then special 4th down situations, how do you score that?
Well, let's say it's 4th down and short, and Team A wants to go for that 1st down. If they go for it and make it, they get a point because they've maintained possession of the ball. If Team B stops them, well then Team B gets a point because they've gotten the ball back and didn't have to return a punt to do it.
Exactly. Now, are there any other situations how you evaluate that game within the game and rewarding points?
Well, you know, there's crazy things that happen in football. Free kick, for instance. Safety situations. Those are all things that are part and parcel of football rules, but you don't see them in every game.
Safety, then you'd give that 2 points then, huh?
Absolutely.
All right.
Certainly.
Okay, Jim, now you got this analysis going. You've been doing it for a long time, looking at every game like that. What percent, if you win that game within the game, what are your percentages of having the bigger score on the scoreboard at the end of the game? Are they correlated pretty good or what?
I'll tell you this, Harley. The deal is this. You can't always have all the best players on your team. However, if you can win that aspect of the contest, young men with inferior talent can stay in the game. They can stay in the contest, and through determination and discipline, have themselves in a position to win that contest at the end of the game.
Beautiful. Big Jim, any other comments on the first half of this game so far?
I would say this. It's everything I would have expected from either team. There's good hitting, outstanding hitting, great determination, excellent discipline from Salamanca especially. A lot of spirit and a lot of determination from those Portville boys. And that's their first year at this, if I understand.
Yep, it sure is.
Portville needs to find some way to get Hellwig the ball going every which way but loose, and that's with or without blockers.
Right.
But that's just a testament to what a great disciplined team Salamanca is on defense.
All right. Well, Big Jim, we really appreciate all the support you've been giving this alumni game tonight and your analysis. Have a good second half.
Hey, I certainly will. I appreciate you having me up here, Harley.
All right, Big Jim.
This microphones and gadgets and goodies and all.
Exactly. We'll talk to you after the game then, Big Jim. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Using the Hawbaker game within the game analysis, we see that Portville's leading 8-6, pretty reflective of the scoreboard. The other area that we want to look at is the defense analysis, where we reward various points, 2 for turnovers, 1 for a sack, 1 for a slam, which is tackling a runner for a loss, 1 for a jam, tackling a runner for no gain, and a knockdown 1 point. We see that Portville's winning that game 13-6. Especially because of their turnovers.